for money can be one of the biggest stressors of marriage. It is very easy to say, I love you to your partner. But will love persist when there is no money? This is one question we'll try to answer on today's episode on Catholic Faith Forum. I am Nonso. Allow me to welcome you to this beautiful episode. To join my discussion is Mrs. Martina Ozegbe. You're welcome, ma.
Thank you very much, Nonso.
You're welcome to our show once more.
Thank you. Glad to be here again.
Okay, so how long have you been married for?
Okay, been married now for October 1st this year will make me 13 years.
Wow. How many children?
5.
Okay, thank you.
Lovely children.
Oh, thank you. Don't go anywhere. When we come back from the short break, we'll get right into our discussion. Stay with us. Welcome back, guys. This is Catholic Faith Forum. I'm Nonso, and I have Mrs. Martina here with me to discuss, can love exist without finance? This is going to be a very beautiful and tough episode. So, ma'am, does material desires before and in marriage mean that one is materialistic?
Well, I would say no. Why? Because it is not wrong for one to desire wealth or money, but to the extent of how am I desiring it?
Yeah.
Is it for my good in the fact that, okay, I have it maybe for tomorrow, keep for tomorrow in case something happens, I prepare myself for whatever comes. So I'm not desiring it because I want to use it at all costs. I must die or something, but just enough to take care of me and for my tomorrow, I can keep for my tomorrow.
Okay. There's so many talks on social media that go on about how women shouldn't be, how men and women actually shouldn't be materialistic in the sense that they shouldn't go forward looking for material things when you're searching for a partner. So does it mean that if I say I love somebody, then I shouldn't even think about material things?
I want to get you.
Okay, so the question is, does true love entail showing your partner love materially? Like buying things, gifts?
True love, if that is what true love is, by buying gifts, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing wrong in giving gifts if you have.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong, and the way you give the gift to matters. Because, I mean, I can have something and I buy you something very great. And whereas maybe between the two of us, I've been telling you about something that means a lot to me. Maybe, let's just put it, for instance, two people that are in a relationship, and I probably have told you about wanting to write an exam that means a lot to me, and you've heard about it. And I told you I had a little challenge with probably completing my funds. And then you decide to buy me something that is far above that which I have asked you for. I will be happy with the gift, but I mean, look beyond buying me that big car or something and think of what I really want at that point, what makes me happy. So what I need, what I want at that point, that what will make me happy as a form of gift is that money to complete what I really want. So it's not just going out and just buying anything. It's about looking and really finding what this person really wants that would make this person happy.
Well, that can be problematic, Mar. Some people think that just by looking at you, they can't ordinarily tell what you want. And then it poses a problem for me, from what I've heard. People will say, oh, you think because I don't say I need a dress, that doesn't mean I don't need a dress. Or because I don't say I need new shoes, does not mean I don't need a shoe.
Get me. You see, I said something that
these
persons may have discussed, and I've told you about something. I said they had spoken. And so I said to you, this really bothers me, I need this, and then you decide to give me something. I'm not against what you've given to me, beautiful, lovely, but I've told you what really I want. This is me talking. It's not you wanting to assume.
Okay.
But me, I have already said it out to you. I would love to, if you can. And then you decide to give me something else. I will be glad with what you've given to me. But truly, for me, it's like you're not really... I have spoken up.
Yeah.
Yes, this time I have spoken. I've told you. You're not paying attention to what really bothers me.
So we should always talk. Is that what
Yes,
you're
we should
saying?
communicate. Yes, it's important. Because, I mean, like you said, I don't know what's in your heart. I could buy you a car, and what you really want is not even a car.
Yes.
So if I don't communicate, I don't get to know what it is, really.
Yeah. So how can couples keep their marriage economically afloat? Like be fine with all the money. How can they manage to be fit economically?
How can they manage to be fit economically? Now, it takes the two of them, okay? To know that, oh, from time to time, this is where we are at this point. This is our source of income. That's openness entails a lot now.
Yeah.
This is what we have. And so I sit with my spouse and I say, okay, we have this and we have this ahead of us. There's a children's school fees, there's this, there's that, and all of that. And we're able to manage within our resources. Not because some other person has, or my neighbor has bought one lovely car and we have some money there, but we're now saying, okay, because this person has this car, so I should go ahead and probably get something bigger to show off. What I have, let me be contented with my husband. Let us together talk and see how we can manage what we have. And so with that, we can continue to be. Because if we decide that we want to go because we want to do show or any of that, we find ourselves in trouble.
Yeah.
So communication, like I say again, matters a lot. So if we communicate, we would know how to work and take each day as it comes.
So do you think people who are not financially buoyant should be in relationship or should even think about marriage? For me, that's a big problem because you see men are not doing anything. And they already say, I want to get married, I want to do this.
You say people that are not financially buoyant,
Yes.
but at least they have something. They probably don't have well enough. I think I may be wrong, but in today's world, I've spoken to a few young gentlemen, a few ladies, and you get to see that everybody wants to. Most young persons they want to buy a car. They want to at least live in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Comfort.
They have those dreams. It's not bad to have dreams. But I know this is where I am. I can start from here. And I know because I'm working towards achieving more. I don't want to remain where I am.
Yeah.
So I'm working towards achieving something. So why not? Why can't they go into relationships if you have somebody that also understands you, that this is where we are? I mean, today I'm 13 years in marriage. I remember when I was with my husband, we were not where we are today.
Yes.
So it's one day at a time. Also, I would say, if you're waiting for all the wealth in the world, or maybe we'll say some girls that will say, if he does not have this, if he does not have that, and all of that. What happens when you get in and something happens and everything goes? Today we hear of the market being burnt. You sleep and you wake up, all your goods are gone. It's not something you prepared for.
Yeah.
So what if it happens like that? That means marriage is over. Because in truth, you weren't going into that marriage because of love. You were going into it for the material things.
Here.
And so when the material things are not there anymore, it means the marriage is over.
So is there an ideal state of an ideal financial state for marriage?
Just like I said again, where you are, where you find yourself.
No, continue.
No, you want to say something? Let me get you.
I want to say, so you mean that even people that don't have enough finances should go into marriage? Should you bring somebody in to suffer with you?
I'm not saying bringing somebody to suffer with you. Like I had said, depends on where you are at each stage. You will not just wake up, you don't have a dime, and you are thinking of marriage. Marriage involves a whole lot of things. You know that it's not, oh, I love you, and then you just running. You have to be sure of who you're getting married to. You need to understand what you're going into and all of that. Yes, you may not, like I said, you may not have all the affluence in the world. You may not have all the wealth, but you can have little, and you know that you're working towards achieving more. And so in that little where I am, you know, I meet with you, and then we have an understanding of where we're going to. We know that together we can grow. And so we work towards growing, believing that we will not remain where we are. So I'm not bringing anybody to suffer. We have talked through it, and we have said to ourselves, I think we can manage, we can move with where we are, what we have, you know, at the point.
You need money. You need money really, because in the present situation of our country, if it's in a Western world, there are a lot of things that can be overlooked. But in our present situation in the country, you need money, because you can't say I love you, meanwhile you can't provide your daily needs. I love you, you can't provide the needs of the wife or the family and all that. So money plays an essential role in a relationship. So you can't overlook the role of money. I say time again, any relationship without love cannot really, cannot sustain, cannot be sustainable, because love supersedes everything in marriage too. Because you can have the whole money and you don't have love in that relationship will not build. So I would say in a nutshell, both of them work hand in hand.
Without money, yes, can exist. Okay, fine. Love is money also is part of love, but not putting it as a like as the primary thing you must do before you fall in love. But love is from the heart, not.
So I've heard people say, don't marry wealth, marry prospect. And I know prospect is very relative to different people. So to you, what is prospect?
Don't marry wealth, marry prospect. Um, Prospects. I'm still thinking of where to put this, but I would say that true, because you can see a young man that is already, or young man, young woman that's already planning for something. You're working towards that thing with that person, and you see that there are ways that this thing would grow. You're not giving up. I mean, a lot of people that have achieved or be where they are today, they didn't give up on their dreams. I love cakes.
Yeah.
And now, I read the story of the man that made the first chocolate cake. He tried 80 times. So he didn't give up on what he was going.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, this guy has, or this woman has this. I know that someday I will be where I am. And so I keep working. It happens. It becomes alive. It comes up alive, So prospects, yes. Not dreaming of, oh, it must be all money, money. Prospects, yes. Nothing wrong in that.
Okay. So earlier on, you mentioned that in your marriage, where you were before, it's not where you are now. So do you think in every marriage, or do you think every marriage opens doors for financial breakthrough?
Well, depends on the two persons involved.
Okay.
Like I said, too, openness does a lot, because for me, and my husband, we have been very open with each other. We share a lot. Those moments when we do things together, when we sit back to, okay, this is how we should be, this is how it should be, when we are open with each other, I see wonders happening. And so for me, I also feel that this is when God has ordained something beautiful and said, together you are one. When you work in unity as a team,
Yes.
things happen. For me, yes, it has brought breakthroughs. Yes. Because I worked with him. We worked together as a team. We didn't walk apart of each other. So for
Yeah.
me, I'm talking about me. And some other persons too that I know, it has worked for them well, because they worked as a team. They were able to communicate and understand where we're going wrong, where we have to come back and sit and say, oh, this is not working well. And so for me, like I said, it's been like that. So it depends on the people.
Now
the
to our
persons.
big question. Can love exist without money? without shishi, without money, can there be love?
Okay, I would answer it this way.
Okay.
What truly is love? When you say, can love exist without money, what do we mean by love? For me, love is willing the good of the other. I love 1 Corinthians 13:2. Love is patience. Love is kind. Love is not boastful. It's not arrogant. You understand? So when you're saying, can love exist without money? You can have all the wealth and the money and you don't have all of this thing. And you're nothing. So yes, love can exist without all the
Okay,
wealth
let me
in the
narrow
world.
it down. In marriages, can love exist without money? Can there be love? Can there be respect without money? Because that's one issue that a lot of people face. I've heard some people say, the insult is more in marriage, in a marriage when there is no money. In fact, you don't respect the man when there's no money, or the woman either.
Okay. Sharing my own personal story, I would say no. Because for me, I saw that at that point in my marriage when things were not the way it used to be, brought myself and my husband even much closer. Our love became even much more stronger.
Wow.
Yes. Because we're able to even communicate better. So it brought something stronger for me. So it depends on who. For me, it was an amazing journey through those moments when we did not even have as much as we used to have. And so it was beautiful, it was exciting, it was lovely until together it became good again. So for me, I would say, yes, it can.
Okay, nice. Now let me ask you this question off everything. Would you declare your total finance to your husband,
Yes,
to your spouse?
yes,
You would?
yes,
It doesn't cause any problem?
no,
Oh, nice.
for me, yes.
Okay. Because I've heard people say, oh, you don't tell the man how much you have in your bank account, or else it will cause some kind of issue and all that.
I took a vow. I took a vow in the presence of God that through thick and thin, whatever it is, this is me. This is all of me. And so, what am I having and hiding that is not yours? I took a vow before God. And I love the fact that I've come to know Jesus. He does a lot. The fact that I've known Jesus has helped me so much in my marriage. Okay. And so with that, there's nothing in this. This is all I am. This is all I have. So how do we want to work with what we have? So we're working together for a particular purpose.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if things work for me, fine. If things work for you, we're in it together. So there's nothing like, oh, this is your own, this is my own. We're inside the ship together. If it's good for me and you. If it's bad for me and you. So, yes.
So what's your final advice to young people who want to get married but are not financially buoyant?
Okay, I would say that life is one day at a time.
Yes.
Okay? Don't be in a hurry to want to amass all the wealth in the world. Don't in the hurry because my friend has 3 cars and all of that, so I can't find myself getting married without having all of this. Life, like I say, is one day at a time. Just go one day at a time. Seek the face of God. Be very prayerful. Hardworking. Work real hard. And you'll be amazed at the wonders of what comes around.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So love is a beautiful thing. And don't forget the place of finance and hard work when you're thinking of marriage. We're not going anywhere until we know more about our faith. Stay with us.
Welcome to Know Your Faith series. I am Collins, and today we'll be discussing why priests and deacons view their hands when holding the Blessed Sacrament. And thanks to an article by Reverend Father Chinaka Justin, we'll be able to answer that. I read up the article a few weeks ago on a WhatsApp page, and it was very, very brief and went straight to the point. I know that at some point as a Catholic, this is a question that must have crossed your mind, because since a priest is able to actually consecrate normal bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ himself, then what's the big issue with holding up the Blessed Sacrament with their hands? Is it as a sign of respect, or is it simply because they are unworthy? I mean, it doesn't make sense to say that they are unworthy because they actually use their hands to turn bread and wine into the body and blood of Christ. But first, it's important to note that a priest is ordained to bless God's people with his hands, meaning that one without hands cannot be ordained. This is known as a canonical impediment. Now, At ordination, priests are consecrated. The hands of the priests are consecrated because, like I said earlier, the priests are made to bless God's people with their hands. During benediction, it is not the priest himself who actually blesses the people, but it is Christ who is truly present, body, soul, and divinity, in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. Now, he is the one who blesses the people himself. So, in order to show this, the priest uses a shoulder veil carrying the Blessed Sacrament. And this is just to emphasize that he's not the one doing the blessing, but Christ himself. And so, therefore, at benedictions, adorations, or when we go for processions like the Corpus Christi processions, it is Christ himself who is actually blessing his people all around, both at benediction, adoration, or procession. Christ is present there. It is important to know that during benedictions and these processes, Christ himself is actually there with you. And on another episode of KYF, we'll be talking about how to behave or comport yourself in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until we meet again, be bold and be Catholic.
Welcome back. This is Catholic Faith Forum. Thank you for watching Know Your Faith, and I hope you've learned a little more about your faith. Thank you, Miss Martina, for coming today on the show.
Thank you too for having me.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
So, guys, you can watch this episode and other episodes on our YouTube channel at Dominican Media Presents. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. You can send your suggestions and comments on our social media platform at CFF on TV. Till I come your way next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirts. Bye.